teaching women about the importance of freeing yourself from mental incarceration and self-imprisonment with different speakers that have different topics. Like somebody may speak on drug abuse, someone may speak on prostitution, someone may speak on being in a domestic violence relationship. So that's what makes this so unique, because all these experiences from these women, they get to open up and tell their story. And the more that they tell their story, the more freedom in the mind it becomes. And then they begin to act out those things and actually do those things that they're overcoming through their speaking and telling their stories.
And I think, Ms. Davis, you have told your story in a book, have you not, as well as a play production. Let's talk about the book and let's hear your story from how you've told your story in reference to the book From Crack to Christ. From Crack to Christ. That's a catchy kind of topic. Let's talk about it and bring your experiences in to doing that segment.
Yes. Well, of course, when I was incarcerated back in 1986, I was incarcerated from being on crack, and that's why I can say truly that incarcerated did help my life. It was a place when I had no hope. All dreams were gone. And because I was incarcerated, I was given a second chance and an opportunity to live again. So I would say that jail helped me. But the opportunity to even write my book, I didn't know that I had a story. I didn't know I had a testimony or any of such. But I had the chance to turn around and tell my story and allow my story to be able to help someone else with their life, and let them know that they don't have to live the life that I live. I've already paid the price for them, and share that story with them. But again, to have that opportunity to tell my story, now it has become a stage play that we'll have the opportunity to see Thanksgiving weekend at the TPAC.
Now, what is your story, Ms.
Well, my story is I lived the streets of Detroit, Michigan, and we call them the back streets because they were terrible streets. And living the streets, homeless, oh my God, rape, kidnapping, I say damn near death. And the opportunity to be able to live today of such is nothing but a miracle. To even be here on the show to even tell the story is nothing but a miracle.
And in terms of the life that you've lived, you never thought that you would be able to come out of it and reach the success that you've been able to reach. Yes. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. That's right. Because I live daily dying. I live daily dying. Yes. The opportunity that I have today was never thought I would see today. Yeah, I tried daily killing myself because it had been that bad. Yeah, it was that bad. People ask me, what was my worst experience? And I tell them, try living in an alley, not knowing where I was gonna sleep or eat, and laying up against a garbage can and the dog coming and raising his leg on me. And walking around with that smell, I mean, for days.
And of course, Ms. Love, let's speak about beauty in reference to this. How do you get beauty out of all of this?
Yes. Well, as the saying, there's beauty for ashes. The way that we get beauty behind this is because every woman in their own right, there is something beautiful about them. We turn ugly situations into beautiful destinations, and that's what makes it beautiful. You get someone who comes to you very fragile, knowing nothing. They feel like they have nothing, and then before it's all over with, they develop in your program, and now they're beautiful. They didn't let their current situation determine their final destination in life, and that's what it has to be. And we tell these women, you're no longer on death row, you're on blessed row. So as long as you can plant your mind in the situation that you're going to get out of this, it becomes a beautiful destination. So
and of course you've been preaching that as long as you could possibly think in terms of what you have to do in life. Is that
yes, you know, I come from a very alcoholic background from my father. You know, he beat my mom from age 5 to 15. I saw that. And the domestic violence, jail, alcohol, and drugs, I wasn't on them, but I experienced it through my entire family and even some with my brother. So I have experience working with incarcerated males and females in my family. So it kind of set the path of me to become a social worker. And this is a unique way that I can express my social work skills through doing this.
And so, Ms. Davis, over the last minute that we have here, what you're saying is that you went about as low as you could possibly go, but you never thought that you would come back, but you made it back.
I made it. I made it. It's, you know, it's still hard today to even talk about it, but I know I have to save lives today, you know. Even today when I see others going through it, because, you know, this drug right here, it killed many. And even today, it's still killing many. And it didn't have a name on it. It didn't have that it went to one certain neighborhood. It went to political people, you know, Marion Barry, entertainment, Whitney Houston, and others, you know. It's a killer, you know. And so to stand here and survive this thing, that's a miracle.
And see all the successes that you've been able to generate as a result of this.
Yes. And the determination, you know, once you catch this thing and say that I can, you know, and I'm determined to show others that, you know, you can.
And we're going to take this short commercial break, and we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. Come up again, and as a result of that, be able to produce a document that is helpful to other folks, and then have that shown on stage, which is the next step to television, which is the next larger step to movies, and et cetera, et cetera.
All right,
see,
now.
I say, which is to say that you got the seed. That's the seed. That's the seed.
Yes.
That's
This
the
seed
seed.
produced that.
And that will take you up on.
I believe it.
And then you can say back and say, yeah, I went through that, but look at me now.
Yeah.
And see, that's what you're saying now. Yeah. That's what you're saying, that, yeah, it might have been a bad situation. The dog might have done that to you, but that was then.
That was
look
then.
at me now.
Oh, yeah.
You see, and see, that's what folks need to hear, that no matter how bad their situation has been, that they can overcome.
Yes.
They can
And so we'll start with you, Ms. Love, and then we'll finish up and take about 5 minutes, and then we'll finish up with you, Ms. Davis, you know, the way that you wish to present it to the public. All right? Our next show is AIDS.
Oh.
That's the last show for today. My goodness. Thank you, and welcome back to the final segment of the show for today. We're talking to Ms. Love and Ms. Davis in reference to female incarceration in the state of Tennessee. And so, Ms. Love, let's give you the first 5 minutes of this segment to sort of talk about some of the things that you believe our audience ought to hear, and those individuals who might need some of the information that you have to give.
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that, because we do have a Beauty Behind Bars mentoring program where we start with ages 10 to 18 years old. And the reason why we start that young is there are girls as early as age 10 that are involved in prostitution, and they're having sex early, they're doing things inappropriate early. So we decided as a team, our Beauty Behind Bars team, have women who've actually experienced the role that these girls are getting ready to walk down. And if they don't stop, they're going to end behind bars, like real physical bars. So we'll be hosting that from November the 7th through April the 7th. And it's going to be a 6-month program where these girls will do activities and life building skills that prepare prepares them for adulthood. And we're really, really excited about that, because if we can reach those girls early, we can prevent them from experiencing something that maybe Tanya went down the road. I'm sure if she had a role model there, not saying that her mother wasn't a role model, but if she had someone there saying, don't do this, don't do that, or stopping her in the street saying, this is not for you, she probably would have taken a different path. So with what we're going to be doing with this mentoring program is actually helping these girls understand that you don't want to go around that route. And we're on tour right now. We're traveling. We'll be traveling to Atlanta, Memphis, LA. And we're also going to Detroit, which is Tanya's hometown, to put on these tours. And at these seminars and tours, you don't have to be physically trapped behind bars to participate in Beauty Behind Bars. Beauty Behind Bars has a 360 perspective. We focus on women who are mentally incarcerated, and we also focus on women who are physically incarcerated. And maybe while they're in jail, maybe do the visitations in jail to let them know that once they get out, they have a program that they can be a part of. So we definitely want this to be a proactive type of organization, and you know, we are a 501c3 based organization underneath Tenacious Teens for Christ Incorporated. So you know, we accept donations in different ways. You know, people can attend our seminars and leave a donation if they want to, but you know, we never charge for people to come to our conferences and for the tour. We basically, people buy our t-shirts, people buy, you know, books while they're there, and it funds what we're able to do.
And so, Ms. Davis, let's look at your comeback in a real sense. Why don't you give us some information over the last 5 minutes in reference to coming out of the system and how you felt at that particular time, and then how you were able to be uplifted and over that. Talk about it from that perspective.
All right. Well, first of all, first and foremost, I want to say I am so proud to be a part of Beauty Behind Bars. When I met her, I came to one of her seminars, and they were talking, they had on the t-shirts, and I was like, okay, I'm in the beauty business, and I've been behind bars, I need to be a part of this. And I'm very excited about being a part of it. First and foremost, just coming from behind bars, I had started doing hair when I was incarcerated, and I started off doing cutting hair with a toenail clipper because we couldn't have scissors. And I was encouraged by the guards. They said, when you get out, you need to go to school and do hair. And I heed to the call. Ever since then, I've been in love with doing hair, and so I did that. I heed to the call. I've been doing hair for 26 years, and I love making people feel beautiful. It was a part of my comeback, making myself feel beautiful. My self-esteem grew, and it gave me the confidence to do everything that I've been doing thus far. I've owned 2 salons in my lifetime. I currently own Salon Ice here in Nashville. I have 9 talented, drama-free stylists that are very talented, and they have had my back, supported me in everything that I've done. And with this book, my clients is the ones that encouraged me. It's been a ministry behind the chair, just telling people, encouraging them when they come and sit in the chair and they're feeling bad or whatever, and sharing with me about a mother, a father, a husband, or a sister or brother that has been on drugs, and then I share with them where I've been, and it gave them hope, and they're saying, you need to write the book, you need to write the book. And so that's what encouraged me to write the book. And then in terms of writing the book, then it encouraged me to do the stage play. And then on my journey of investing in homes and stuff, I got caught up with the situation with all these real estate investments 5 years ago, back in 2005, I would say, when the real estate business went in turmoil. And I had to do time again, and I didn't understand how did I get back into this situation. And it was an innocent situation, and that's why I tell a lot of people, make sure you read the contracts before you sign on a dotted line. And I've been encouraging people to do that as I go around speaking in front of people as motivational speaker today. But in terms of that, I went back in and I did something positive, and that's how the book got written. And then now the stage play, I met a girl in there that was a playwright, and her and I rewrote the play. And today, now the play is going to be at TPAC again, Thanksgiving weekend, and I'm so excited about that. But I would like to end and say to the people that are listening out here today is that you don't have to use. I've already did it for you. A lot of us recovering addicts, we've already paid the price for you that you don't have to use. And if you do use, you will go down the same road that we did. So you don't want to do that. We do have literature out here that you can read and learn from us. And again, there's so many things that you can pick up today. There was not a lot of literature back then that we had that we can learn from, and people that you have saw that have already come forth and shared their testimonies and things of such. So I thank you for having me on here. And again, this is what we need. We need for people to come forth and share that testimony. Don't be closed mouth. Don't let people not know what you've done in your past. You know, your past can save a life. So I thank you for having me.
And I think in a real sense, what you have there is a book. And I think that there's a whole genre of similar kinds of small books telling stories that people ought to grab onto, because that is a real blueprint in a real sense. And I think you've also done that, have you not, in terms of what you do in your beauty activities?
Yes, I've actually turned my experiences from pageantry into saving lives by making women feel beautiful. And it's not just physical beauty, it's inside that counts. So we have to learn how to love ourselves from the inside out. And to be a part of Beauty Behind Bars, I would like to give information on, if anybody out there is watching, you can call us at 615-746-7779, or you can visit our website at www.onceinawifetime.com, and that's with a W.
Yes, and I would also like to give out our information, because we are a ministry at Salon Ice, and we are actually doing some recovering addicts today over at Salon Ice, and that number is 615-445-4441. Just call us. We will come get you. We will do a total makeover. We will help you. We will minister to you. All you have to do is reach out and touch and give us the call. Again, 615-441-4445. You don't have to have the money. Just call us. We'll come get you. We will help save your life. All you have to do is make the first step.
And nobody can go so low that they cannot be helped. Is that what we're saying?
That's right. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
There's always hope. And I think that you found it through Christ, because you said from crack to Christ, and that Christ plays. And as a matter of fact, all of the individuals who've come by who do have such literature always talk about what Christ has done from prison to pulpit and similar kinds of things.
Oh, yes.
And that's an important genre of literature that people ought to grab onto now. Is that what we're saying?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It was him. It was him. We didn't know it was him. He loved us when we didn't love ourselves. That's right. That's right.
Absolutely. Got to put him in the perspective. It's the I in him.
Yes.
That's what we always say.
Very good. And let me thank the two of you for bringing by that excellent information. I know it was sort of rushed and all of that, but I think most of the information is out there now, and I certainly would encourage people not only to read your book, but also to go to see your play in anticipation later of going to see your movie.
Oh, come on now,
because as we said, the seed has already been planted, and once you plant the seed, there's no way to stop that.
I received that. I received that.
And tickets are already on sale.
Already on sale.
Yes.
Okay,
already
very
on
good.
sale.
And selling, yes.
And so we encourage
Thank
that.
you.
And so let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week to another informative edition of Comments. Thank you, and